We are the Plotaholics, ripping plots apart for you. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Plotaholics Live. I am Shane Wilson, and I'm joined as always by the always subtle Brian Tan.
Hey, subtle as a bull in a china shop, baby.
Yeah, Mr. Tan, how are you today?
I'm a little tired.
Yeah,
Probably a little
man, me too,
grouchy.
actually.
Probably a little grouchy. I'm like having fun watching my cats stand up on their hind legs to like look out the window, like little
I'm a
puppies.
big fan of the meerkat look in house cats. I think that's, or just animals in general. I'm a big fan when they like do the little,
the stand up with their little paws out, like, what's going on? Yeah,
it's always a good. That's always a good look. My dog is okay right now. She was starting to get a little riled up before we went on the air.
Oh, your drunk reviews co-star.
Yeah, we've had some storms here, and she is not good with storms, and so she has interrupted a little bit of my sleeping because it is, if there's a little hint of thunder in the distance,
She's
Ivy
not digging it.
is gonna let you know about it.
Poor Ivy.
Yeah, but she's doing okay. She's been getting a little nappy in, so she's all right. But she was just getting her like post nap afternoon energy burst, and so she was in here just running in circles for a second. But I think that she's settled down again now.
I love that. I love it when dogs just start running.
They get
house pets, period.
They get now cats, our cat Snow has the post poop energy where right after a poop he just out of there.
Yes, the speed.
But Ivy, I mean dogs in general will just like hype themselves up so much sometimes. They're just like, let's do this.
Oh, it's time. Sometimes I see dogs kind of like professional wrestling guys that just get pumped up. Oh yeah, it's time, brother. We gonna do it. And cats are just like, okay.
Yeah, cats don't care even a little.
No,
we are, Brian, 1 week out. Next week actually is our Plotaholics Live finale.
Yeah, season finale. Season 2 has been a fun success, minus this whole quarantine COVID
and honestly,
thing.
I'm not sure that it would have even existed if it hadn't been for the quarantine.
That's true, because we have mutually decided to sort of let Plotaholics Lab sort of fade to black, and then we needed things to do because for some reason 90,000 people decided to all get sick at once.
I think you mean over 1 million.
Yeah, what did I say?
You gave me the death count, not the sick count.
Oh, someone's an asshole. Wonder who. This guy.
Yeah. So if you are joining us, be sure to smash the subscribe or like or share button.
Yeah, and please forgive my stupidity.
And let's get into whatever it is that we're going to get into.
Yeah, because it's been a relatively slow week. Last week was all about the excitement and the glitz and the stuff. And this week it's like, meh, screw you guys.
Yeah, so I spent the last hour and a half combing the nether regions of entertainment websites looking for something to talk about.
Oh my. All right, let's see what we get from the taint of the underbelly of the internet.
Yeah. We'll start with relatively big news, I suppose, and that is that Scream is coming back.
Why? Why is this a thing again? I mean, here's the thing, Shane. Scream 1, when it came out, was a phenomenon, man. It was huge. It was like horror movies are like finally had a thing again. And then Scream 2 was like, all right, this is awesome. And then Scream 3 came about, and it's like, all right, getting a little out of hand. And then who asked for Scream 4?
I've always enjoyed this series. Now I've not seen Scream 4, so I can't speak to it. But I always liked how meta it was and how like aware of itself it was. That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
And when it was doing the meta stuff, like that's when it was at its best all the way through. Even
I agree. Well, I even like the fact that Drew Barrymore got like all of this. Like she got more publicity as a star of the movie than even Nev Campbell got. And then she dies within 5 minutes of the movie. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, and I think like just the conversations that they have in there about horror movie tropes and everything is just really, really self-aware and really interesting. Like I said, I haven't seen Scream 4, so I don't know, but
You're not missing much.
Looks like Scream is starting to tread into typical horror franchise territory with just the keeping it going, because they're not calling it a reboot, they're calling it a relaunch, which makes me think not his Scary Movie counterpart.
Although his Scary Movie counterpart was pretty funny.
Scary Movie is another one of those that's like that has a few too many sequels, if you ask me.
Yeah, they could have stopped after the first two, to be honest.
Yeah, they could have.
But Doofy was hilarious. I liked Doofy.
You got some company back there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but Doofy was pretty funny, and Scary Movie, the Scary Movie,
from one to the other.
The Scary Movie franchise had a Wayans brothers problem.
Well, I wouldn't even so much say it was a problem, because the Wayans brothers are awesome together. They're absolutely hilarious. But then I think my whole thing with the the younger Wayans brothers anyway, is when they're together, they do great. But if they aren't having constant, like something new to work on to stay fresh, they go to the well too often, and then it starts to get stagnant. Like Keenen Ivory Wayans didn't have that problem. Keenen Ivory Wayans he's a genius in comedy, in writing, and in film direction.
Yeah.
And
I like the young Wayans, like the son, Junior.
Oh, Damon Jr.
Yeah, I like
young
him.
Damon. He's good. Young Damon is good. I'm talking about the generation before him, the ones that we grew up with.
They were hit or miss for me.
Well, see, I love Keenen. I liked Damon. Sean, I could have done without a little bit. Marlon was good in some things.
Yeah.
And then when they got together to do the Wayans Brothers show, I thought that was cool. However, once again, like I said, they struck gold with Don't Be a Menace. They also struck gold with In Parody. But after the second Scary Movie, it's like, okay, guys, let's stop.
Yeah. But yeah, Scream 5 is coming, whether we want it or not.
Didn't ask for it, but we're getting it anyway. All right, then. Let's see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
I wonder if we're gonna get. Mrs. Dolph Lundgren, Monica Geller in this.
I hope so.
Is she gonna be dancing in the dark?
What else is she doing these days?
I don't know. Walking around with turkeys on her head, still dancing in the dark, and hanging out with Steve Guttenberg while he saves aliens out in the Florida Keys or something.
That's just a whole lot of really specific things.
Yeah, I'm known for that.
Disney Plus this week, Brian announced that they are developing a Percy Jackson television series for the Disney service.
I'm pretty excited about this. I've been getting into the audiobook of this series because my son is a huge fan of Greek mythology. So he loves the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. He loves the Heroes of Olympia. Like, he loves the whole series. He loves Rick Riordan's library. So I've been getting into it myself. Yeah. And I'm getting into it as well. And I really do hope it's going to be a faithful adaptation, because I didn't watch any of the movies. But, they're saying that they're going to try to be very, very, faithful to the series. And I think that book series like this, they have to become TV shows.
Yeah.
If you want them to stay true to the source material, you can't do it in a movie.
Right.
So I'm pretty excited about this. I'll definitely be looking forward to the next year of casting rumors and news.
Those movies, when they made the Percy Jackson films, they didn't do well, did they?
I don't know, because the first one was kind of like mixed review-ish. Yeah. And then the second one came out and it was just like horrible. and it basically went the same route as Aragon series did, where it's like, all right, enough of this. But they put so much money into it, and I think part of the issue that comes with it, at least what it was for me, was that when I first heard about Percy Jackson, I thought it was a Harry Potter ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, just because of the titling, the way they title it.
Yeah, I mean, but that's probably like a result of just the publisher and marketing, and because Harry Potter is popular. And
oh yeah, well, see, what's funny is that I brought that up to my son, and he goes, Percy Jackson's way cooler than Harry Potter. All Harry Potter does is wave a stick at people. Percy Jackson has a freaking sword. I'm like, you got me there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
interesting is that, if you are a weak person, then you might need to use a sword in a fight.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, I'm pretty sure if Percy Jackson and Harry Potter had a sword fight, because Harry did wield the sword of Gryffindor, Percy Jackson would beat his ass.
Well, I don't really know, because I don't read those books, because I haven't been a child in 20 years.
Fair enough. Well, Sharon's chiming in here in the chat. She's saying they only did 2 of the movies.
That's what I thought. They had sort of like fizzled out before.
Yeah, because they didn't have any of the underlining stories, and you can't really just throw in there, hey, this happened. Well, why did it happen?
Yeah.
Reasons.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and honestly, like, my aversion to these things, it's not really even age related. Like we said last week, I've read some of the Harry Potter stuff. I'm just not a hard fantasy guy, really.
I understand that. I mean,
Anthony,
I dig it. Hey-o!
Hope you're still fighting the free the butt fight out there.
Free the butt. Free the butt.
Yeah,
not just what, but free the butt.
Free the what in the butt.
Free the what in the butt.
Yeah, so that's Percy Jackson news. Disney Plus, very exciting to a certain demographic of people.
Yeah, well, you know what? Going back to the butt topic for a split second. Did you hear the song about the little girl? I wonder what's inside your butthole. That is still in my head, and it won't leave.
Yeah, I saw an article before you even sent that to me. I saw an article where they were saying that song was the song of summer.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we ain't got nothing else going on.
Yeah, that was incredibly funny when she did that.
I tell you, I think what's so great is that she's really, like, in her mind, she is rocking, man. She's got that.
Honestly, man, like, it's catchy as hell.
It really is. I mean, astronauts, aliens, they're all there.
They're inside your butthole.
Hey, I'm okay with that, man. Just be careful. Just be careful of the Corn Mountains, I guess.
That's right. Some sad news for you, Brian. Although maybe not. Maybe this will give you an opportunity to get all caught up as the CW announces that all Arrowverse series are going to be put on hold until 2021.
Yeah, it's happy and it's sad. I mean, because I'm to the point now where, in watching the Arrowverse on Netflix, the only series that's on there right now that's brand new is Arrow. Mm-hmm. And that's the 8th season, because the 8th season of Arrow is already done. But the other ones, they're all still sitting on the CW app. So, it'll give us a chance to really get caught up. We finished season 7 of Arrow and the subsequent whatever season of Flash, Legends, and Supergirl. Mm-hmm. So now I think what we're going to do is we're going to start watching Black Lightning again.
Yeah.
So we can get to that point. As far as
get all caught up, then so that's very exciting.
Well, I might stay away from Batwoman still, to be honest, because even when I saw, the Ruby Rose character in the crossover before Crisis of Infinite Earths or whatever, she didn't resonate with me. It didn't work for me. So,
do you like her in general?
Ruby Rose, I mean, I can understand her appeal, but she doesn't really do. I mean,
that's so interesting, because I think she's like a Kristen Stewart type, and I think that she's incredibly compelling.
I think it's the mystique around her is really compelling, but everything that she's in, she's essentially she's being her. And I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a marketability in that. Mark Wahlberg does it. Vin Diesel does it. Kristen Stewart does it. So it's just, I think what it is
and,
that,
and as soon as some of those characters as soon as some of those actors start to try to do something else, that it all falls apart.
right. Well, I mean, I think Mark Wahlberg is a little bit of an exception because it's like he's playing himself, but he's put in these different situations. It's almost like they do a good job at picking scripts that keep them in their strengths.
Yeah.
So I think my only issue with Batwoman, and in some instances in Supergirl, is that to build them up, it's almost like they're making Superman and I hope they don't do this for Batman, but they sort of weaken them to build up the female protagonists, and that sort of, I have an issue with that because
what I've seen of Batwoman is that Bruce Wayne and Batman have just disappeared.
Yeah, they just rolled. Yeah, they just rolled out, and she came into Gotham. He's been gone for a couple of years. She shows up, and then she's sort of taken over. So I mean, it's interesting, and I'll give it a try. I will give it a try.
Bruce Wayne for her show now.
Well, they're not sure if that's going to be the real Bruce Wayne or if it's just some dude masquerading as him.
I got you.
But my only thing is, because I love like Tyler Hoechlin, who's Superman in the Arrowverse. You know, that they've really, like, I like him as Superman, but they've really sort of weakened him down.
At the same time, I feel like with or without the presence of Supergirl, Superman needs to be dialed back a little bit, or he's not compelling.
Yeah, but I mean, when I mean they weaken him, because here's the thing in the comic, and I understand the comic book, the comic medium, the actual books is different than television or film. It's different. I get that. But Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, they're your trinity of DC cornerstone characters.
Yeah.
They are the badasses in their particular areas. And even though Supergirl is a Kryptonian the same as he is, he's still the OG, you know?
Well,
now,
and this is just my counter argument to that. And this is as someone who's not not largely invested in the Arrowverse. But the three that you mentioned, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, DC has made a clear and smart choice to keep those three characters for their cinematic universe.
Yeah, well, for the most.
Right. But for the most part, that complicates the television universe, because initially the television universe was for their like B tier characters, right? Their second tier sort of heroes. But Supergirl begets Superman. Like if she's there, he's there. Like even if you never see him, like he's implied. So that does complicate what you're trying to do.
Oh, the whole time that I'm watching all this stuff unfold in this, I think it's the 4th season of Supergirl, I'm like, why the hell aren't you calling Superman back for backup?
Yeah.
Why? If Lex Luthor is running rampant all over the world,
I think
where is Superman?
The complication when you do a shared universe at any level, especially if you have like a deity like character like Superman or like Thor or like Captain Marvel that is like way overpowered, why don't you just call those people? And Marvel, the cinematic universe on the Marvel side, is at least given us an excuse as to why Carol Danvers isn't around all that much.
Right.
But on the DC side of things, if Superman exists in that world and he's just like over there, call him.
Right. Well, they did do it. They said that he went to, I can't remember the name of the Kryptonian city that he went to.
Well, that's always sort of the move, right? Is like he's off planet. Like,
yeah, he's off planet with Lois because Lois is pregnant and she's not going to be able to carry the baby to term because just like Kevin Smith said, I'm guaranteed she gets a suntan, the kid kicks a hole through her stomach.
Yeah, well, and also not very good health care, right? And,
I'm pretty sure. There's no good health care for a Kryptonian human hybrid baby.
Right. So that's put on hold. So we've got plenty of time to talk about
Argo. Thank you, Sharon. Argo. And and I'm pretty sure you have something else about this same pseudo situation with the CW for me to get excited about somewhat too?
No, nothing
No.
else. What do you have? What do you want to talk
Oh,
about?
well, apparently the final 7 episodes of Supernatural are going to be airing this fall.
Right.
Now,
Yeah.
I've been going
they had to put pause right on this last season.
Yeah, because they have 7 more episodes to shoot. I guess they're either shooting or they're going to be shooting them over the summer or however it's supposed to work. But yeah, they didn't have a chance to finish them.
So,
or maybe they're done shooting and they just have to go through post and everything. But
so
yeah,
when that was all coming down, like when the production was put on hold and everything, was the fandom worried that you were just not going to get those episodes?
Well, I know I'm pretty sure it wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of when.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Jared Padalecki, he's going to be doing the reboot of Walker, Texas Ranger. So
talk about something we don't want.
Yeah, we didn't ask for it. We don't. I just don't think he's going to be able to throw the roundhouse kicks the same as Chuck Norris, for one.
Well, I don't know.
But so basically,
I wish they'd both run up against Cliff from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, well, I mean, he fought to a tie with Bruce Lee, so that means he should be able to beat Chuck Norris.
Yeah, a tie.
A tie.
You throw somebody through a car and it's a tie. That's like saying that Hulk and Loki's fight in the first Avengers was a tie.
Well, there was a clear cut winner in that. When you're slammed all over the place and just left on the ground in a heap, I'm pretty sure you have to concede the victory.
But I didn't pull the Supernatural story, and that's an oversight on my part. But I did pull something else that you should be excited about.
Oh, I'm okay. What
this may be a surprise.
Ooh, I like surprises.
But some Mallrats 2 potential casting news.
Happy!
Kevin Smith tweets this week, I was so impressed with Aparna Brielle, I built my next flick around her. Aparna will play Brody Bruce's daughter, Banner Bruce, in the movie I hope to shoot next, Twilight of the Mallrats.
Nice!
Of course, Aparna Brielle, we know from AP Bio.
Nice. I love her. In the few episodes of that I saw, I love her so much. I love that. I love the fact that her name is going to be Banner Bruce. That is so great.
Right.
That is so great. Oh, I can't wait for Mallrats 2. I love Mallrats. I've said it before on the show and I'll say it again. Mallrats was my very first introduction into the Viewisk universe, and I love it to death. I try to watch Mallrats at least once a year, and I can't wait to meet Brody and Banner Bruce.
Yeah, that'll be good. I am excited. The poor man's Audrey Plaza. I can sort of see that, but she plays preppy a little better than Plaza does. I think. I don't know. I love Audrey Plaza though.
Well, see, I'm also really hoping that Shannon Doherty's health is going to maintain so that she can do this, because she's been fighting cancer for some time. Mm-hmm. So I'm very excited for this. I'm wishing her nothing but the best. She kind of intimidated me though with a look though, Shannon Doherty.
Oh yeah.
Like she made me back off with just a look, man. Because
you met her where?
At Steel City Con.
That's right.
Her and Holly Marie Combs were at Steel City Con. Their tables were next to each other. Mm-hmm. And I remember I gave Holly Marie Combs a copy of my prequel comic that I had on hand, and I got to talk to her for a few minutes, and she let me give her a hug, and she's so tiny. Like, I was afraid that I was going to like
talk about comics at some point, because I have so many ideas.
Okay.
For comics.
I just can't draw, but okay.
I mean, that's me. Like, how did you find an artist? We can talk about that later.
Okay. But Shannon Doherty was there and was right in the table right next to hers. And I was talking to Holly Marie Combs about something. And Shannon Doherty just gave me this look, and my blood went cold. And I was like, well, I'll just leave you alone
right
now. and I ran away scared too, man.
Yeah, I think I went to my parents tell a story about meeting Batman. Yeah, they met. There's no way to really know. Mom and Dad in the house, actually.
Mom and Dad Wilson in the house.
They were, I think, they were at a mall appearance for the Adam West Batman, but no word on whether or not it was actually Adam West, but that he pointed at my father and made my father tremble in his boots.
Son, well, my friend, I'm gonna have to look
that's some deep cut Wilson folklore for you.
That's awesome. I guess your dad was afraid he was gonna come out with his bat shark repellent.
I mean, what are you gonna do this summer, Brian? I know this is probably not a big story for you, but because I don't think that you're a huge fan of live theater. But the original cast of Hamilton, this was supposed to be released this summer in theaters, but it's going to go straight to Disney Plus for streaming on July 3rd. Something I'm very excited about. I've wanted to see Hamilton for a long time, and Hamilton is very expensive to see live.
I have wanted to see this too. I heard about this, and I'm pretty excited about it as well.
I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. I think he's a genius. So,
well, see, I've been wanting to see Hamilton. I don't really know the premise all that well, but it does interest me because I have heard positive things. Like, I've heard the premise, but I can't repeat it back to you. But, it's got a lot of buzz to the point that it's even caught my ear, and I'm not a theater guy, as you said. So
it's sort of like a new evolution in Broadway type musicals. It's much more sort of like very sort of hip hop driven.
Okay, cool. Well, I definitely want to check this out, and I'm excited for it. This is one of those things that if Disney can start, keep getting this type of content on a consistent basis, they'll be able to hold their own because we're 8 days away from HBO Max, and HBO Max is going to rule.
An article today, I think it was on Deadline, that said that Netflix is once again more valuable than Disney.
Oh yeah, Netflix. Matter of fact, I can tell you. Let me go to my app because I try to dabble in stock market. I diddle daddle.
Diddle daddle.
Diddle daddle. Not very well. Like I lost $22 in the stock market today.
Well, it's just a day.
Netflix is worth right now $451.60 a share. Disney is worth $114.20 a share.
Yeah, and that is telling. And Disney, I think, was looking for a big bounce out of that Disney Plus, and they probably got it at first, but then it's all gone now because all the goodwill is gone. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to wait. For some of us, we got to wait until July. Those of us that are waiting to watch the Mighty Ducks movies because oh my God, the world's not going to keep spinning.
Really going to be there?
Yeah, well, the world's not going to.
You can already see the Mighty Ducks on HBO Max at the end of the month.
Right. So, but I mean, we still got to sit and wait to find out when these Marvel shows that we've been promised are going to be coming out.
Well,
we got to wait.
Right, is that they were banking on those shows, and now those shows are on hold. Like they haven't even started filming She-Hulk yet.
Right. Like wasn't it like Falcon and the Winter Soldier just has to go through post?
That's the only one that's
ready.
Started filming. I don't even think it's ready.
Damn. See, and that's what sucks, man. See, if Disney wanted to really do a Disney Plus type of thing, what they probably should have done is probably wait. They so desperately wanted to get ahead of the game that they just was like, well, we've got enough back catalog stuff. Let's just throw it out there, and that's going to be enough. But no one saw a pandemic coming. So
yeah, and whenever everything that Disney has been locked in the vault for 50 years, you think like, oh wow, yeah, I would watch that again. And then you get it and you're like, I don't think so.
Yeah. Like seriously, I watched Dumbo. I don't know why. I hate Dumbo. But I literally I've always hated
or the OG Dumbo.
Both. Like I've never liked Dumbo. I've always hated Dumbo.
Something that wasn't good.
Yeah, and then it's like I called myself wanting to watch some of the old classics that were in the vault, and I just started watching. It's just like I can't handle this garbage. This is seriously red hot garbage. And if this wasn't free, I would cancel it like right away.
Right.
But I mean, I guess the thing is with Disney,
is that all those people that are on the free year, like you, are gonna at least get the Mandalorian at the back end of that.
Right. And I mean, and the thing is, I'm pretty sure by the time that year is up, I'll be invested in the Mandalorian, and hopefully by then we'll start getting some of these Marvel shows that they've been promising us.
Here's
Otherwise,
hoping.
otherwise, if not, then you know what? I'll probably just end up canceling it until we start getting those things back.
It's interesting because initially the last of the Marvel series that we were scheduled to get was What If, the animated series.
Right.
But now it looks like maybe that's the first one we get.
Yeah. And I tell you the truth, I think that, do you think, Shane, and I wanted to propose this question to you, and I saved it to today for a reason, so I'm glad that you were able to segue into that. Do you think that because of something like this with this pandemic, that we might end up getting sort of a resurgence of animated shows and movies because it's easier to do animated than it is to do live action?
Well, yeah, we've talked a little bit about this before. I don't know that resurgence is the right word because I don't think they've ever gone away.
But we might see more of them because
I think you might see the same amount of them. It'll just feel like more because you're going to see less of the other.
Fair enough. Because I mean, yeah, because I mean, here's the thing though. As much as I love some of these,
I'm interested in is how does the film industry account for the adult animation block, because we don't get very many feature-length adult animated films.
Right. And the only ones that we've gotten was like Sausage Party, and that was hot garbage.
I thought it was funny.
I couldn't get, see, that's weird. Like, you thought it was funny. Me, I'm just like, wow, am I finally too old for this shit?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's ridiculous. It's not good, but it's fun. Like,
maybe I'll watch it again.
You know,
maybe I'll just watch. Maybe I'll watch it again and quit being a dick.
I mean, it's fine. Like, you're allowed to not like something.
Oh, I know.
I know. Next year there's a Bob's Burgers film on the docket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the kind of stuff that they're going to have to do if they want to keep making any kind of money, like they're making off of live action features. Like, you've got to find a way to tap into the adult market.
Right. Because this, like when they did with the Simpsons movie, problem is though, with the Simpsons movie, that was about 15 years too late. If they would have had a Simpsons movie late 90s, early 2000s, it would still be the top grossing film to this day.
Yeah.
There's no way that like Titanic could.
I mean, you think Endgame wouldn't have beat?
No. See, no, I don't.
I mean, because Endgame isn't even the top grossing film all time if adjusted for inflation. If that's what.
But I don't do the adjusted for inflation, because if that's the case,
I think you're wrong. Because I mean, the
well,
Simpsons
I do and
a lot of money, but
well, I do and I don't, because the thing is, if we adjust for inflation, then no film is going to beat Gone with the Wind.
Right.
However, the thing is, and maybe I don't want to say that you were too young to remember, but in some ways you might be. The Simpsons was so huge.
I get it.
I mean, I would
that it back then was bigger than what Endgame was able to do. That feels a little absurd.
I don't, man. I just,
still just a cartoon. Like,
it wasn't, but it wasn't just a cartoon back then. It was The Simpsons. You look at The Simpsons, okay, and you look at all the stuff that have come since The Simpsons. If it weren't for The Simpsons, we wouldn't have South Park. We wouldn't have Family Guy. We wouldn't have Bob's Burgers, BoJack Horseman. All these animated shows that we have now, we would not have if it wasn't for The Simpsons. And The Simpsons were so huge. I remember going to Kennywood, which is our theme park. It's the Pittsburgh version of Six Flags. I could not go to Kennywood without seeing people with nothing but Simpsons gear on. I couldn't go anywhere. The only reason why I could go to school and not see it is because I was in Catholic school and we all wore uniforms.
Right.
But I mean, it was so all over the place, and you had adults and kids. Everyone was Simpsons. Everybody was. If the Simpsons would have came out with a full-length movie in, say, 95, 96, it would probably be, all right, maybe not the top grossing of all time. Maybe Endgame would have finally toppled it. Maybe.
Yeah, I just think that's an absurd argument. I'm sorry.
I mean,
like,
that's
it's maybe top 10, but like, being popular on television is a completely different thing from being popular at the movies.
I mean, I get that. I totally understand that. It's just that,
Well,
it
you
was
can
just
watch The
so
Simpsons
big.
for free on television,
Yeah,
and
but they
parents are
took.
already like kind of like not into it. You've got to get somebody to take you to the movies if you're a kid into The Simpsons.
I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right.
There
But
aren't
here's
as
the
many seats in 1995. There aren't as many screens or theaters in 1995.
Yeah, but I'll tell you the truth. Like with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I wanted to go see that movie like 5, 6 times at the movies
Yeah, how many
when
times
it
did you go
first
see
came.
it?
The
Yeah,
1990, at least 6 times, at
yeah, and
least.
I'm sure a lot of other people did too. And guess where it is on the top grossing films of all time?
Not even in the top 20.
Right.
But The Simpsons was different, man. As big
I
as the
mean,
Ninja
Teenage
Turtles.
Mutant Ninja Turtles were like that though. Like they were big. They were big deal too.
They were a big deal, but they weren't Simpsons level big deal. They really weren't.
I mean, I'm not saying that The Simpsons wouldn't have made money. I'm just saying that it would be irrelevant now, much like The Simpsons in general.
Yeah, The Simpsons now is pretty irrelevant because part of the reason why I wanted Disney Plus because I wanted to binge The
It
Simpsons.
also feels so neutered now. Like I watched one the other night and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what is even like, are they just mailing this in now?
Well, Simpsons now sucks. Like
Yeah.
I don't even bother watching Simpsons
Like I
now.
watched
But
a new episode because it comes on before Bob.
right. Well, see, I don't even watch Simpsons new. Matter of fact, I've stopped watching. I think I got to season 12 of The Simpsons on Disney Plus, and I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. You know, the first 10, 11 seasons, I'm good with. Afterward, I don't need anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well,
I just feel like if The Simpsons would have come out late 90s, early 2000s, it would have been among the top grossing of all time. It would have been in the top. It would have taken a lot to dethrone.
okay. Speaking of box office and etc.
And etc.
As we all know, there's like the reopening of theaters and things like that. All of that's very up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
The next Christopher Nolan blockbuster, Tenet, is scheduled for July. Warner Brothers sources are saying that the studio is looking for 80% of the world's theaters to open before premiering this film. That includes New York, Los Angeles, Tokyo, et cetera, et cetera.
This is a bad idea.
So I think that ultimately what you're going to see is that it's just not going to premiere in July.
Yeah, well, there's supposed to have been like Tenet was supposed to be the first movie to come out, and then some Russell Crowe movie is supposed to be the first one. They're supposed to hopscotch that because they want to be the first. But I mean, these movies, I don't see them making a lot of money in the box office because a lot of folks aren't. I mean, there's probably going to be folks that probably go, but not a lot of people are going to go.
Well, and most theaters are going to have to operate at a reduced capacity.
Yeah, they're
Like,
going to
if
have
movie
less
theaters-
showings and everything.
So, like North Carolina is set to go into phase 2 of reopening this weekend, which I think might include movie theaters, but it would mean that they would be operating at a 50% capacity.
Right.
So
yeah, I'm not too sure.
At the same time, if Tenet, if all the theaters open by mid-July and Tenet's the only new movie in theaters, then you could conceivably put it on 16 screens and just split the audience in half in all of them, and it still might do okay.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess somebody's got to be among the first. And it looks like
there was a moment when your boys, the Russos, were talking about doing an Infinity War Endgame re-release.
Oh my God! Why? Why? Are you padding the inflation count, bro? Because I think you're padding the inflation count.
That's absolutely what they're doing.
I'm so glad they're not.
I want to see Tenet so bad, but I think I want to see it in theater. So if they have to hold on to it for a year, I think that's what they should do.
I agree, man, and I think that a lot of the films that are supposed to be coming out late August, honestly,
the studios are going to start itching to get some of the money back that they're spending on these movies for sure. I understand that,
right? But at the same token, if you don't have anybody that's willing to go out to watch it, what's the point in doing it, man? I mean, Granted that there's going to be people that are going to go out because they can't stand being inside, and you're getting a lot of people who are like, "Oh, my civil rights are being trampled on because I can't go outside." Being mildly
inconvenienced because I can't go to the movie theater.
Yeah, I'm so inconvenienced because I can't go outside to do what I want. I am now a political prisoner. I am Nelson Mandela. No, you're not. You're not a political prisoner. You are not having your amendment rights impeded on. Okay. You're just not. Stop it.
Everybody calm down.
Oh, that's your argument?
Yeah, I agree.
But at the end of the day, you know what? I guess if you're going to go and see these movies, man, just be careful, because some churches down in your home state of Georgia, church is like, yeah, we're going to reopen and we're closing again because people are sick.
Yeah.
No shit. Yeah. That's why your ass was supposed to stay home.
That's what happens, man. You know, I don't know.
You want to catch the COVID? Because that's how you catch the COVID.
Yeah. Regardless, Brian, you started watching the Community read through.
I did, and I had to stop because it was going to interrupt me from. I'm trying to edit and do my work, and it was so great. Like it was so good because it was like their timing was just on. It was so well done. It was like everyone just like when they're doing their little hi, how are you, and their introductions, and then as soon it was time to get in character, bam.
What was Pedro Pascal doing there?
Oh, he was taking Timothy Olyphant's place.
Okay.
As the lawyer.
Gotcha.
Because this is the episode where Pierce is dead and it's the polygraph episode.
I got
where they're reading his will. So we got Pedro Pascal, aka the Mandalorian, as Timothy Olyphant's character.
Gotcha.
And of course, Harmon made a jag about it too.
Yeah,
he was like, "Yeah, you know, we couldn't get Timothy Olyphant, but I mean, we got the other guy that's in that show. I haven't seen it yet. I guess it's pretty good, right?
Right. That's excellent. Yeah, I've got to check that out. I've been looking forward to it, so I'm gonna get over there and
and the dean is doing double duty as, you know, the woman that was aiding in the polygraph episode.
Right. Yeah.
The dean is reading her parts as well.
I'm still watching it periodically for my rewatch. Last night I saw the election episode. And what's his name? Pop.
Pop. I love him.
What's that guy's name?
Oh God, I can't remember Pop's name. Where's Katrina? Katrina, you're supposed to be watching. Who's Pop? What's his name? Hold on, let me look him up.
I'm doing it too.
The character from Community that says Pop.
Magnitude.
I knew his name. His real name is Luke Youngblood. Yo, that is an amazing name.
Yeah. Pop.
That's
so funny. And everybody's just loving it, man. I love that guy.
He is awesome. I love him so much.
Speaking of like him and Leonard, both like minor characters that are used just enough.
Right, because shut up, Leonard.
Yeah, and I love how the Dean's character develops over the seasons.
Oh,
he's so funny too. Man.
I love the fact that he just shows up and he's just dressed up in like all these different
characters. Right. Like, all his costumes are so ridiculous.
Dean.
The episode where him and Jeff make a music video at the mall.
Oh God.
Is so real.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me to watch it now though, because I got to the point where Donald Glover leaves.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can do Community without Troy. Yeah,
I get it. It does get tough. But Brian, it was about that time for a couple.
Oh yeah. We're on the Plotaholics mini reviews. Round and round. Sorry, I saw the Geico commercial where
no, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
Did you see that Geico commercial where it's like, we love this house. We just have a small rat problem, and it's a rat playing round and round.
I love that this week on Mini Reviews, we're mini reviewing a Geico commercial.
Well, here's why I'm getting into the Geico commercials again, because I've been binging Living Single on Hulu.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, the real Friends before it got ripped off. And they have these two Geico commercials that I love. It's the one where Rat is their upstairs neighbors, And he's like, yeah, we love our new house, but unfortunately it has a clogging problem. And it's this whole Amish family upstairs that are clog dancers.
I've
Man,
seen that one.
Them cats got some rhythm, man. I give them credit because I couldn't do that.
For sure.
So I think, Shane, for our mini review segment this week, we've got the same movie.
We do. But I have a second film as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'll start with that if you don't mind, and then
we'll that's fine
on the other one.
Yeah, sure. Let's do
this weekend, Brian, I watched and recommended to you. Dave Made a Maze.
I do want to see. Now, what is this on again?
This is on Amazon Prime.
Okay, I'm putting it on my watch list now.
Is like this creative surrealist comedy about a guy who gets bored at home and decides to make a cardboard box maze in the living room.
Is it Troy and Abed doing this?
A little bit, right? And then he gets lost in it. and the people on the outside, they're like, just come out. And he's like, I can't, I'm lost. And they're like, well, we're coming in to get you. And he's like, don't come in here. It's not finished yet.
Oh my God.
And so they eventually do go in on like a search and rescue mission. And when they get inside, it's very like Doctor Who, right? Like it's so big. It's a labyrinth inside.
It literally sounds like an episode of Community.
Yeah, it's amazing. It is so, and the maze itself is all made out of cardboard, but it is so immaculate. It's so well done. It's incredible. The artistic direction on that film is crazy, but it's really funny.
Do they run into a minotaur?
They do.
Nice.
There's a minotaur there, and the part of his body that's the bull is made of cardboard.
Nice. Oh my God, I've got to watch this.
Yeah, when people die in the labyrinth because they're booby traps, like they'll get their head sliced off and like red streamers will come out instead of blood.
That is so awesome.
It is amazing. It's so good. It is an absolute like zero shot movie for me. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Oh, I cannot wait to watch this. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It is most excellent.
I can't wait. I'm definitely going to have to check that out.
I watched that, Brian, the night after I watched our joint mini review. The number one film on Netflix in the US and the world
at this
moment. Wrong Missy.
This movie, Shane, for one, I'm happy to see David Spade back, but he's a little outside of his element because, and you and I had this discussion, he's not a leading man.
No, and he talked about that. I saw an interview with him. He was on Howard this week.
Oh, cool.
And he was talking about how it was tough for him to be the straight man because it's counter to his programming. Like he's used to getting the laughs. And so he was still chasing laughs, even though it wasn't really in his part of the script to go for those laughs.
Yeah. And it's beyond evident in this. Like he looks uncomfortable, but
you know who would have been amazing in this movie instead of David Spade?
Who's that?
This is a Jason Bateman movie.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Jason Bateman and everybody else is the same.
Right. You know,
if Jason Bateman is in that part, it would be excellent.
And even David Spade and was it Jason Sudeikis? No, it wasn't Jason Sudeikis. The guy that was his friend.
Nick Swardson.
If we had David Spade as Nick Swardson, that could have even worked for David Spade. Yeah. But so this film, The Wrong Missy, for those that are uninitiated, it's on Netflix right now. It stars David Spade and Lauren Lapkus, where we actually, it opens up with them having a blind date. And Missy is just loud, crass, just the blind date from hell. David Spade almost gets his ass beat by Roman Reigns. And now here's the thing. David Spade is probably like what, 5'3", 5'4", if he's in a platform shoe. Roman Reigns is a 6'5", 275-pound ripped up Samoan dude.
Yeah.
Okay. He basically, like, Roman Reigns and Aquaman could be twin brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And she almost gets his
terrible date.
It's a horrible date to the point where he tries to dine and ditch her and dislocates his ankle.
Yeah. So then he's in the airport and he meets another woman that goes by the name Missy, and she's beautiful. They hit it off.
They're perfect for each other. They almost get it on in the janitor's closet, but she has to go.
Yeah.
So then he decides that his company has been taken over by a larger corporation, and there's a company retreat in Hawaii. So he texts Missy to invite her to come out with him.
But guess what, Brian?
Oh man,
what was happens? The wrong Missy.
Oh, I see what you did there. Roll credits.
And like, honest to God, man, like I don't want to spoil it in case people are still trying to get into it. And I thought, and we talked about this, I felt like it was a roller coaster of quality. At times when Lauren Lapkus is on screen, she is electric. She's so funny. She's so awkward. She's perfect in this part.
She really is.
But anytime she's not around, it kind of drags. Nick Swardson is good, but he can't save the scenes by himself.
No,
Lauren Lapkus can.
She's literally, this just shows how amazing she is as an actress in her presence. Her screen presence is so amazing. Yeah. When she's not on screen, you're looking for her.
Yeah.
Because everything is just dry and boring when she's not there.
Like even this segment where they do the talent show and they're doing like interpretive dance or whatever. Oh, I'm like, so that's when it really was dragging for me. I was like, talent shows are usually such good bits in these kinds of movies, and this just did not work.
Yeah, and I was and like Sharon and I cringed and were like yelling at the laptop when they were doing their parody of the New Kids on the Block. It's like, God, man,
now that was actually more compelling than the shadow dancing.
It was terrible. Well, it's because we're both New Kids on the Block fans, and I'm just like, dude, you would think Adam Sandler could have gotten someone to lip sync, so his wife could lip sync, and but that's part of the bit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a film. If you like lewd, crude humor, definitely check it out. But this is a film, like you said, it's a roller coaster of quality. Just when it's starting to like thumb its nose at romantic comedy tropes,
it falls right into.
Yeah, it embraces them after thumbing its nose. It's like a verbally abusive relationship.
Yeah.
Of trope and non-trope. So, but if you like David Spade, you're gonna see him in a totally different light in this.
David Spade.
But it's a Happy Madison production, so you're going to get a lot of what you're used to with Happy Madison, including Rob Schneider.
Right. Yep. Still.
Yeah, he's still there. So
I give the movie a generous 2-shot rating.
Yeah, you and me both. If anyone was playing David Spade's character other than David Spade, it probably would have been a one-shotter, maybe.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and the movie is very meta in the sense that they actually, because David Spade looks so old now.
Yeah.
And that's mentioned in the movie as well, to a lot of laughs, actually.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something light to watch during this quarantine and you're on Netflix, check out The Wrong Missy. You're not going to be that disappointed. You're going to have a decent time.
Yeah. And speaking of things you should check out, you should scurry over to your podcast provider and check out our latest episode of the Plotaholics podcast, which I think is a good one.
Yeah, we're talking about a clown movie or something. Killer Clowns of Gotham, I believe it's called.
Yeah, Killer Clowns from Gotham
City.
Gotham
City. Yeah. In the 1980s.
Yeah. So so go check out the Joker episode of Plotaholics podcast. Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, share, etc., etc. We'll be back here next week, Brian, for our season finale. We will also figure out what that is going to look like.
Yeah, what's our season finale going to entail, guys?
Well, maybe there will be a song and dance number. Maybe we'll do the right stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get Sharon to hold the camera so I can do the dance and break my ankle.
There you go. But yeah, so be sure that you're here next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be we'll take one last ride before we take a break for our summer programming.
Ride. Yeah, because we live our lives a quarter mile at a time for one last ride. Until next season. I would be Batman. I'll just be Fat Man.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. We will talk to you again real soon.
Take care, guys.
We are the Plotaholics. Ripping the pod for you.